you part of the pack?
I have rolled.
A little gauche.
I don't know if I'm violating the interruptions too far away.
Well, thank you for inviting us into your process.
You're welcome.
What silver or no, the hunt must go on.
Welcome to RollQ, where super nerds with questionable accents tell a great story. I'm your GM Q. We saved you a seat, so grab your dice and let's roll. Tonight, the party continues their journey to the ruins of Berez to meet the witch Baba Lysaga. But first,
Roll initiative as we come around the cliff face.
I never really know what I'm making these maps for, but we would love to have a subscription to Incarnate. They are wonderful, and I really so like using them.
Oh yeah, Carnate's great.
We got a plug.
This is the cliff edge that we're looking at here.
Yes.
So, like,
Yes.
where Cormac and Gummer are right now is off the cliff.
Oh, I thought that was a road.
Mapmaker,
Me
would
too.
you like to...
Yes, so where we are lined up right now, that is a path, and then where the edge, there's where it gets really white, that's an edge of a little cliff. Trust me, this is really hard to do. And then it goes down about how many feet did you say? Like, I guess about 20 feet.
Yep.
So it's almost like
The squares are
avalanche.
accurate, so it's not exact. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wish things would be like not 3D or 3D, but anyway, this whole path is about 10 feet wide, and it's ice and snow. At least that's what it's supposed.
I mean, was it hard to see them?
No, they're standing right out in the middle of the road.
This like a,
You just,
if this was like a...
you just came around the bend is all.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, there has to have been at least some reason we would get within even 100 feet of them before it stopped.
Yeah.
And, you know.
As these words leave Salt's lips, immediately he starts to grow and swell. His clothes seem to tear away. His mutton chops grow into large fur, and very quickly he roars into the air. He is very much a werewolf. He'll move
So
to
I
attack
think
Sam.
it's still worth reading the book later. That's what we're talking about.
Later. Zult will race forward and swing his claws at you, and that's a natural 20.
Oh,
So that is
Only I was a level 6 grave cleric.
19 points of slashing damage.
16 points of slashing damage.
I will also have you, Sam, make a strength saving throw.
Ooh. 14.
14 succeeds. Having clawed you, you are real and but are able to keep your feet. And then the teeth will come in. And that will be a 23 to hit, Sam.
Oh, that will hit.
In lieu of damage, it will instead use its teeth to grapple you. So, Sam, you are grappled. You
Again.
take no damage as the teeth grab onto you rather than hurt you. That will be Zolt's turn.
Well, while I'm still in the open, I'm just going to target this one, this Zolt, with a second level chromatic orb.
Very well.
As always, flicking the ring and flicking it again for the reddish fiery power is my hope. It's going to be an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okay. So it's 4d8. 27 points of fire damage. That's an 8, a 5, and 2 7s. So
Very nice.
the orb will then leap towards the other one because it just has to be within 30 feet of the original target. So I will new attack roll the other enemy here. 13.
13 hits.
Oh, delight.
A werewolf wears no armor.
Did he put his mage armor on like earlier in the morning?
Oh, I did when we ran
You
into
did.
this
Okay.
creepy drow.
I just want to
It
make
is still
sure I
there.
didn't hear it.
Still,
Good thought, though. So lower this time. 15 fire to that one.
15.
That's me.
I'll just advertise Taylor Swift for the girls just in case anybody's watching and wants to send us tickets to a tour that's over.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
Wait, I gotta do the
My
button
favorite
smile.
album is Evermore. And even Taylor doesn't talk about that album. So if you're listening, Taylor, I really did like that one.
It's a good album. I like Evermore.
Yeah, it's good.
If she,
You know she's like all about Oksana. Like, hello. I mean,
Yeah,
fierce.
yeah, they both
Listen.
pose dead body.
Yes.
that makes sense.
Dead poets. Hmm.
She's like written songs based off of Game of Thrones. I don't know. She might pick it up.
Hell yeah. I'm so glad
don't
you
wanna-
joined the table.
Attract any ire in character or from the viewers.
Do not
So
mess with the
just-
Swifties.
Yeah, don't.
Stay.
Modern day
really careful.
Shakespeare.
I can't dislike her because I know nothing about her.
Okay.
They will dox you. You just can't.
We
No.
will educate.
Coming out of the trees are
Ooh.
some regular wolves. 5, 15, 20.
Let all these dogs
25.
out.
This
30.
should have been the title.
Woof, woof, woof.
Action to dash.
Please don't let anyone die to some dogs.
Oh, actually,
This is about to be really fun.
their speed is 40.
Luke said he wanted to die to dogs.
Okay.
No. I said this is about to be really fun.
Oh.
Only one of the wolves can act. It does have
Other ones,
pack
take them off the
tactics,
stage.
It does have pack tactics, which gives it advantage. So it is going to leap up at you again. Sam, that is a
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Old blue eyes.
that is an 18 to hit, Sam.
That will not hit.
So this wolf runs forward and it jumps up towards you. Its teeth out, and they do lock onto you, but they scrape right off, and this wolf falls, landing. So you are surrounded. The other two wolves had a long ways to go. That is their turn. Gummer, your turn.
Gummer, who has prepared Moonbeam every single day, knowing that eventually this would happen, is going to cast Moonbeam on top of them. And I would like to make sure that I am clear on one particular thing. If the creature is shapeshifted, it reverts to its true form and can't shapeshift until it leaves the cylinder. So
Absolutely,
he is now a normal person again.
absolutely. Moonbeam is con saves. Is that right?
Yep. So any con saves from both the wolves and the now human Zolt.
Okay. Zolt rolls a 21. First wolf 1 rolls a 14.
Okay, that fails.
Wolf
DC
2's a Wolf 2's a natural 20. Wolf
Okay.
3 is 10. So wolves 1 and 3 fail. Zolt,
Okay.
human Zolt, and werewolf 2 succeed.
I also got a very good roll, which is 19. So the failure takes 19 radiant damage. The other two take 9.
These wolves are hit by the moonbeam and immediately vaporized.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. To take 9.
And then are any of the trees around them especially tall?
I would say this tree is probably about 15 feet at the very top, and this one would be like maybe 40 at the very top. I would say like tall,
Okay.
especially given there's a slope. So it would be maybe it's only a 30-foot tree, but it's 40 feet above where you are.
All right. With his bonus action, Gummer is going to smack his ass, and a tail is going to come out, and he is going to wild shape into a panther. which has now with Speedy, he has 60 feet of movement, including a climbing speed.
Yes.
So he's going to scamper up here and climb the triggy as high as he can get.
How high is that? Oh, it's not.
So from where I was, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, he should be able to get up 30 feet.
So I would say you can get up, not to the very top branch, but pretty high.
Okay.
Yeah, 30 feet.
And that is his turn.
Mathilda's turn. Mathilda, who just saw, will also use her bonus action to, and with a nice clear view of the panther in the tree, she's going to chuck that spear. Gummer, that is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
That is 9 points piercing damage. So the spear takes you, Gummer, not in the chest, but not major organ. It sinks in. Now, having nothing in her hand, she will use her bonus action to also change into a werewolf. 25. She'll stay right there at the bottom. That's her turn. Silith, your turn.
Yes. I have so many spells to choose from. I've missed spell casting so much. She's going to cast a bloat at the werewolf, the boy werewolf.
Note. You have to read that one to me. Sounds like a
yes.
good one.
It's fun. It's delightful. You cause the gases within a creature you can see within range to expand rapidly. The target makes a Constitution saving throw, taking 3d10 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. If the damage that the creature takes equals or exceeds its Constitution ability score, the creature will float vertically 5 feet and remain suspended until the start of your next turn.
Okay, my con save, not to jinx it, rolling pretty well, is a 19.
So it was a 15, so that means you will take... Okay, so half of 15, boo, is 7.5, so I guess 7.
7, but as Zult doesn't look super worried, but as this bloat comes to him, he sort of looks down, and it doesn't look like it hurt him that much, but he definitely looks startled and not happy.
That'll be the end of my turn.
End of turn. Oksana, your turn.
Oksana pulls up her Eldritch Blast. This time she can see that it's red. She's super excited. Tries to get it congealed, but it doesn't quite do so until it flies out of her hands and cast it at Wolf 3 first.
Okay.
Oh, that was nat 20. So what do I do? Sorry, I get too excited.
So the damage on an Eldritch Blast is 1d10, is that right? Plus your modifier?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that means you have 10 right now. Now you roll the d10 and add your modifier. And add that to 10.
Okay. That's 6. I rolled a 1.
So that's 16 points of damage. That is more than enough. So
Okay.
you hit this wolf right in his side. He bounces against this tree and does not rise.
Did I take him to 0?
Oh, yes. He's
Okay.
quite dead.
I want to come back to that. I get my second one, correct?
Yes.
That is going to be a dirty 20 at
Yeah, there's no
whichever
more
is most effective. Yeah,
That is
9 points of damage, and
9
she will
points of
take. She's shot the thing at the one thing, and then just gonna turn and to the other one, and because it's ice, she is going to moonwalk backwards into.
Reminder that you get your Dark One's blessing too.
That's what I was gonna. Thank you. That was what I was gonna come back to.
it's equal to your charisma modifier.
It says 10 on your sheet at the moment.
Plus Warlock level would be my
Right.
guess. Or something
Yep,
like
it
that.
is. Modifier plus level, or Warlock level, obviously.
So It's 5 plus what's your modifier?
The fuck is a modifier? Sorry.
It's
So
also
look at your
5.
charisma and it'll say plus something. What's that?
It's 5 because it's the same thing you added to your Eldritch Blast with your Agonizing Blast invocation a moment ago. And in fact, it is 5.
5 for the charisma plus level 5 warlock is 10 temporary hit points.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Oh, and it's my turn.
So Irina, come back into here, and she will shoot the crossbow, the silver crossbow. Irina rolls a natural 20. So that will be light crossbow. So that's 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. She zips right into this thing also. She will use her bonus action to hide, and she is not hidden at all.
Oh,
Not at all. So that'll be her turn. Sam, I'm going to say that you are not grappled by the teeth of a person. I suppose rules as written, you're still grappled, but that doesn't make any sense. So
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
yeah,
no.
the teeth turn to human teeth, and he just sort of like, as he's being, of course, riddled with he's been crap beaten out of him.
Sam is going to utilize for Isaac Strasny's battle axe, the silvered magical battle axe, to first imbue it as a sacred weapon. The light of Lathander spreads up its haft and shines off of its glinting edges, and I will attack Zolt. That'd be 13.
13 hits.
Oh, does it really?
No
Look
armor.
at that. No armor. For 11 points of damage. And that is a silvered weapon. Oh, wait. I am a savage attacker. I can roll that twice. So let's see what the other one would give us. And it's lovely I did, because that will give us 12 points of damage. Because it's so savagely done.
He's looking pretty rough.
I thought we were calling it spiritual or something. Spiritual.
Oh, right, yes.
Attacker, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, not
Or like
savage.
inspired or
Inspired
something.
attacker.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's I just said
I
it.
will hit him again. I will attempt to hit him again, I should say. And that will be another 13.
13 will hit again.
And that is 6 points of damage. Is it worth smiting? Should I smite him? I don't know. I think I should smite him. Use. Boom. Gracious, with 3 points of radiant damage. My heart. See, that's what happens when you hesitate. You hesitate, your heart's not in it, and the smite just doesn't really come. You must be fearless and determined. You put it in front of you, and you cut right through it.
It's your sun god now, Sam.
Failed him again.
It is Zolt's turn, top of the round. Does he take the moonbeam damage for starting in it?
No. If he ends his turn in it.
So he will move to here. He will, I think I can just bonus action into a werewolf again. Let me make sure. Yes, does not say anything about me not being able to do that. So once again with the claws, Sam, that is a 10.
Well, not hit.
Scrapes off the teeth.
Sam should lecture without putting the problem in front of you and then putting right.
Teeth is a 24.
That will hit.
Desperate for hurting you and not grappling, it'll be 6 points of piercing damage.
So he gets a chunk, a little bit out of me, a little bit of gravel.
Sam was a humanoid until yesterday. Today, as a construct, he does not have to make a Constitution saving throw to see if he is cursed with lycanthropy.
Yay.
Oh, look at that.
If you were hoping for Sam the werewolf, it's not to be.
Not to be.
Not to be.
Curse
Can't
you
wait.
rules update. Thank you, rules update. But curse you rules update.
I think there'll be a fan fiction of it. I think the Sam fans will write it.
Yeah, for sure.
The
That's Sam the Axe.
Okay.
Wolf.
Zolt, that's his turn.
The Stone Wolf.
Cormac, you're up, buddy.
I'm going to totter along this icy log until I can see.
Yeah.
Can I see Zolt well from there, or no?
I would say it's half cover from there.
Sure, that's fine. But if I go over to here,
Then
aiming
you're
back
perfect.
at him.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll do that. And we'll, following Arena's lead, but magically imbuing the crossbow with the true strike, we'll shoot back at Zolt. I'm using my heroic inspiration.
If you got him.
Yeah. Okay, but they're not so hard to hit, so that's still going to probably do it with a 17, right?
Oh yes. Yes.
Okay. So then that is going to be... Well, it's another d6, right? Regular for that is a... Oh, no, it's a d8 and a d6, because the crossbow's a d8. Excuse me. Okay. So that is going to be 16 radiant damage.
16. Cormac, call
I
your
think
shot.
this is-
How does the
Ooh, wow.
werewolf go down?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of comes sliding off of this log, trying to like walk on it like a little bridge, and kind of swoosh down into the snow and turns back, whips the crossbow out, and sort of like it taps the bolt with his quartz stone, and it begins to glow. And yeah, so this guy is back in wolf form at this point, right?
Yes.
But having bitten Sam, I think it's just a matter of I think it's just in the back of his head. Sam, from your perspective, you probably see a glow appear in his mouth as he then collapses. Do they turn back to humans as they collapse? I'm not sure.
By the time he hits the ground, he is not a werewolf anymore. He is just dead Zolt, blood running through his mutton chops.
I'm just gonna go back. Yeah, it's me.
Summer. The panther in the tree.
Gummer, who's perched on a limb, kind of lifts one clawed paw and moves the moonbeam using his magic action right over the top of her. Con save 50.
Shall make the con save. Say +2. That's a natural 20.
Huh.
Not that it matters when you're playing little wolves, but
She takes 7 radiant
Still-
damage.
still transforms though, yes?
Yeah, untransforms, yes.
Right. Yes. She looks up grim-faced.
I think he chuckles to himself, but I don't think he does anything else. That's his turn.
Mathilda's turn. And she gonna run. 5, turn back into a werewolf, and then so she will go 35 this way, and then scrambling up, she'll dash. She's 75 feet away, clambering up the hill. There's no one else. Is that something we want to play out, or is that something we would let her escape?
Sam would pursue her if he was capable of doing so, I think, because he represents a threat to the innocent travelers of this region.
Then we will continue. Silith, your turn now.
Well, I mean, can I just make a case for having Silith decide if she wants to pursue the wolf?
I mean, everyone will sort of decide in turn, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, we assumed that.
Oh, yeah, no.
You wanna-
Silith's turn. She gets to do whatever she wants.
I'm thinking, because she doesn't know much about what's happened prior, but she wanted to kill them earlier. We didn't. And she doesn't want us to come back and, bite her later. So I think she'll stay. Thank you for asking, though. I'm trying to figure out. So may I, as my bonus action, cast a spell that does not require spell slot?
Yes. If it's a cantrip, that's a bonus.
If it is
action,
a,
then
that is a bonus.
Absolutely. Mhm.
So Silith is going to, she's not going to run because why? Why would she? He can sit here a little bit longer. He gets up to Sam, and I imagine most clerics, when they cast Healing Word, really like motivational things to say. But at this point, at this juncture, when Zelda says it, she's like, do better. And she casts Healing Word on Sam. So that is going to be, Sammy, so it'll be 9 points back to you.
Lovely.
I don't need to worry about Spare the Dying. All right, that's going to be my end of my turn.
All right, very good. Oksana, your turn. You might hear footsteps, and you did see Scylla kind of cross down and take a look.
I'm just going to have to explain it, and maybe you can move me. She will move 5 feet toward Arena on the diagonal, and continue forward 10 more feet next to Sam. Would she see past that on the diagonal?
So you're crossing through, like, shrubbery. So that would be 10.
Technically, I'm
We'll call
not.
that 5. And then 15. Well, if you want to go around, you don't
Okay.
have to, but it's a little more movement. You certainly can do that.
Are you suggesting I'm walking through the trees?
You said 10 more feet, and Sam is
10
more
more
than 10
feet
feet
in that
from you, so that was my question.
same diagonal. So past
Well, then you're
Arena.
going through
Yes.
Arena.
So we have to squeeze by
Okay,
Arena, but
okay.
that's actually better.
Yeah.
So that would be, you've gone
15?
5, 15. Yes, exactly right.
If
So you do
she's
have enough time
small.
to get there.
So standing about next to Sam, can she see Phyllis?
I would say, given how high she would have gone, yes, you can.
Okay. How far is the boar, or I don't know, I cannot see it. Whatever it is we are fighting, I'm so annoyed right now.
85.
Okay. Can she see it through like the tree and the smaller tree, like in between?
Where you're standing, you can see it.
Okay. She is going to cast, if it works out, Eldritch Blast. Okay. She's going to pull up her blood ball, but now it's like swirling between a purple and a darker purple with
Heck yeah.
black lightning inside, and then shoots it at that thing and is potentially going to miss. That's going to be 17. Plus,
17 hits.
okay, plus whatever. Oh wait, no, that was a 6.
Oh, man. That sucks. Okay. 6 on the first.
And I can direct 2 on 1.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Do I re-roll?
Yes.
Always. Okay. Oh, no. That is a 11. I'm really good at counting.
11 just misses.
So when she goes to like ping pong it back to herself, it like gets to her and then just fizzles. And I think she'll go take a 5-foot step under the tree, if that works.
Yep.
To the left.
That works.
That's really hard to do it without like manipulating the map.
Oh, you're just going north into the tree?
Yes. Thank you. Have you been moving
There you
me? Thank you.
Yeah, occasionally when I was paying attention enough.
You should always be paying attention, always, to me.
To something.
To me, because I edit everything. I can make you look amazing. It's always the techies. You got to be nice to.
Yep. I'm married to one.
Oh, yeah, right. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, that's my turn.
Irina, 45.
Man.
Fire away. That's a nat 1. So she'll
Girl,
come
Irina.
and she'll sort of start to take aim, and she'll kind of slide on the ice a little bit, and she accidentally fires it into the tree right ahead of her. It kind of goes through the moonbeam, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't need that lit up." And she'll come into here with the rest of her movement. That's her turn. Sam.
Okay, well, I will walk. I will, quickly walk my 30 feet up the hill closer to her, drawing out the longbow.
That does pass you through the moonbeam, Sam.
If Sam is quite obviously running through the moonbeam, Gummer will drop concentration on it.
Okay. Dropping concentration is a free action. Do it anytime.
Yep.
All right. Tis done.
Lovely. And I'm going to draw my bow, the long bow, and fire off one of the silvered arrows at Mathilda.
Very well.
15
15 hits.
for 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And Mathilda is now slowed
some
by
difference.
10 feet or something. And I will take my second attack to do the same. Attempt the same. Well, I don't think that's going to hit. I am going to be heroically inspired, however, and really the Lathander into that. Oh, come on, dice. Why do you do this to me? 9.
You're on God. Wrong God.
9 is going to miss.
9 is going to miss. There goes the second arrow. So I will pass.
All right. Sam, as you end your turn, we will go to the top of the round, which is now Cormac.
Right. I think at difficult terrain speed, I should be able to go up around this tree. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I have 35 feet of speed.
That will get you
So
eye line.
hopefully
Yes.
that gets me. Okay, great. And the crossbow has an 80-foot normal range. So hopefully I can shoot at her with my true strike.
Let's see. 50 more. Yeah, absolutely.
13.
13 hits.
Beautiful. Okay. Very poor damage. 3 plus 4, 7 radiant damage.
All right. You riddle her with
Um,
arrows. She does not turn around.
I don't know if it will make much difference, but with my improved illusions or illusion savant, some feature I have gives me an extra 60 feet range on illusion stuff. So I will bonus action a minor illusion, the most crude, almost like it's just like a rock out of the forest. It barely looks like a gargoyle at all, but it's just a sort of monster to rock shaped appears on the other side of her in her path. Just an illusion, but maybe it will throw her off.
Okay.
That's me.
Gummer.
Panther Gummer will climb down 30 feet and then run the other 30 feet that he has. Bonus action, wild shape back into Gummer. And then, how close does that get me?
30 plus 30. So, yeah, she's about, I would say,
50 feet?
Yeah.
He'll reach, it takes him a second to find one, but he'll pull out another little lightning bug and send a starry wisp at her. And that is a 26 hit.
I think that hits, yes.
For 7 radiant damage. And she now very lightly glows.
Oh, that's nice.
That's his turn.
So, Slowed loses her 10 feet. And she has to reckon with the minor illusion, so she cannot use her action to dash. So I think we can go ahead and assume that you are able to catch her and defeat her. So she will fall down, and she turns immediately into Mathilda as she lands. And you guys are out of combat.
Just when the map started working.
C'est la vie.
Sam examines the chunk of arm that was mangled by the bite, which would have been worse had he been bitten yesterday. Before reality accepted its upgrades. And he contemplates on it, and then looks around and examines his comrades to see if anyone else is hurt. I don't think
Look
so.
like
right?
anyone else has been touched, I don't believe.
Close, yeah. Please.
Both the werewolves turned back to human, you said?
Yes.
Is Wereboy still on this beautiful beach?
He's exactly where. Yeah, he's right. Right next to you. Right next to you. Yeah.
Does look like
Lilith, who does not going to bring this up to her new comrades. As a grave domain cleric, is having some conflicting internal thoughts. So she walks over to look at this body. She can see Oksana, right? Yeah, because
yeah, you would.
Right, we're looking at each other. Hey,
She's headed
what's
that
up?
direction. Oksana's headed your direction.
She says, perhaps we should bury this so we could cover our tracks.
What is your definition of bury? Absolutely.
Oh, so kind of wants to know what her definition is.
Let me show you. Oksana will go over to the body and, in the interest of time, would you like me to describe it next time? Or do you want to keep going?
As Oksana steps over toward the body, the glint in her eye is familiar to all except Silith. The glint in her eye, Silith, is different. Much different. You do notice from the side, Irina sort of, oh, we're in a hurry. Oh, fine. She sort of rolls her eyes and starts walking. Last game, on their way to Kresk, the party met a mysterious drow on the road. Silith accompanied them to the gates of Kresk, where Baron Kreskov gave them the tokens they would need to give to the witch Baba Lysaga in exchange for a scrying spell. Body of the former werewolf, now just a man lying in the middle of the road. Trapper, who had said his name was Zolt. He lies dead in the middle of the trail. His partner Mathilda's probably about 50 yards up the slope, sort of in the trees. And you guys are just brushing yourselves off, cleaning off your swords.
Silith, hey friend, we were talking about. No,
Not friends, but you can continue talking. What?
it's okay. Friends are just, the talking part. Like, I don't need to like you. You need not to like me. It's fine. But we will not pit each other against each other because this is trope that we don't want to play. Anyhow, there is dead body. You seem interested in the dead body. I have interest in dead body. Would you like to go check out dead body together?
I suppose we could take a gander at this corpse. I think it would be in our best interest, if anyone's tracking us, to cover our tracks.
Okay, me first. Oksana runs to the body. Okay.
Can I confirm? I thought Mathilda was still alive, but if that's not what happened, then that's fine.
I did understand her to be killed by that logic that Q mentioned there, but I didn't care. We were just finishing up. And...
Well, Oksana was planning for 2 bodies, so it's okay. Oksana is going to guard the body.
Gummer's going to approach her. He's not going to get within striking distance of her, but he's going to make sure that he pulls out the silvered quarterstaff and kind of taps it on the ground. Would you like to explain this? Would you like to, I don't know, make your peace?
Oh, we hunt. We saw you.
Oh, fuck off with that. You saw us on the road and then you ran away and then you laid a trap for us. That's not hunting.
Actually, it's totally hunting. It's not a sport, but it is hunting. Stalking.
By running away from your prey, then you're a shit hunter.
Well, that seems to be the case.
How many more of you are there?
Like around?
Are you part of a pack, or was it just the 2 of you?
By Lathander, you shall speak the words of the truth, and I will cast a zone of truth.
For the 2nd time today.
Wow.
Thank you, Morning Lord.
How many
Lord,
are
you may
you?
continue. I am sorry.
I'm not sure exactly. A dozen? A few more
Where?
by Lake Baratok,
Which area? It's a lake. There's a lot of it.
northwest, in a cave.
Was Ult your leader?
No,
Who's your leader?
Kirill.
What kind of creature is he?
He is like me, except larger and more powerful.
Why are you doing this?
Because we can. We are to spread. We are to hunt. We've had the collars taken off of us for the first time in a long time.
The collars.
Who has removed these chains from you?
Kirill has gained us the favor of the Lord Strahd, as well as the Witch of Berez. With them on our side, we have grown very powerful.
Not enough that we couldn't kill Zold.
Perhaps the two of us should have traveled in a larger group. We are the runts of the litter. Perhaps we tried too hard to prove ourselves.
Were you born this way, or are you afflicted?
I was not born this way. Don't consider it an affliction because it is what I want. But I was bit, and I did become this way.
How long ago?
5 years, maybe more.
Where were you from?
I was from outside Vallaki, just a camp. We called ourselves the Mountain Folk.
Did you harm your people,
Only once.
and then you fled?
I did. I did not want to hurt any more of my people at that time. I was afraid.
Sam unsheathes the silvered battle axe and looks to Gummer.
Is there anything you'd like to say to whatever god you believe in?
Answered all your questions, and you're still gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Go ahead, chicken shit. She'll just bow her head and make it easy for you.
Sam makes it clean, quick.
The head sort of lolls off the ground. Her kneeling body just collapses to the side. Now down to Oksana. Yeah, Oksana, what are you
Another
doing
body
with,
for you.
with already dead man?
Well, Oksana has been pacing excitedly, nervously, waiting for this to happen. She's super excited, walking around the body. Hey guys, yes, you have created another body. What's your name? New lady, the really great personality.
Oh, you must be talking about me. It's Silith.
Silith, lovely name. We are awesome. We are, you have that body, I'll have this one, and then we have race. Like, you know. Because you were like wanting to do something with the other body, right? Didn't you want to bury it?
Well, yes, I was just trying to cover our tracks. And Menzo Baranzan, or Salvador, those A's are so hard. And Menzo Baranzan, we typically just tie up those who have died a dreadful death, let everyone know of their dishonor. But I'm learning that customs are different here. And I think it's wise. Go ahead.
Oh no, you continue. I was just gonna say I have rope if you want to show your skills.
Well, I suppose if you're going to tempt me, we could tie up one of the bodies.
Sam, do you have my rope in your fanny pack? Else?
Yes, I have rope. Should we not bury them?
You
There
are going.
is a risk to leaving bodies, it seems, in Barovia.
Correct. We will. I am being thoughtful. Trust me, it's first time for everything. Yes. We will not leave them. Okay?
Sam brings over the rope.
Okay. Sounds good. If everyone could give us some room, maybe you walk down by the road. Please don't look. I want it to be a big reveal. Okay?
Actually, would you mind? I don't want to interrupt, but would you mind terribly before they're either tied up or buried or whatever it is you're going to do with them, just sort of ordinary inspection of the bodies to see if they, in their human form, were carrying anything of importance, or I would also very much like to see if I can tell if it was mattering at all that I was using both the silvered arrows and the radiant energy. I don't think it will, but I'm curious to learn.
Do you just want to ask him?
But I need to ask the body by inspecting it.
Like talking to him?
No, I think I can probably tell what I need to see if anything in any pockets that he might have.
I mean,
It's
but how
wounded.
long? Yes, but how long is this going to take? My
I
performance
might be
was
done by now.
fine.
I just want to do a standard check over the body, see if they have any stuff. And also, I don't think it matters that much out of character, but in character as Science Man, I'm curious to see whether I need to double the True Strike radiant energy on top of the silvered crossbow bolts, see if I can tell anything from the wounds.
Make a medicine check with regard to the wounds.
7.
Oh, can I cast guidance and touch him?
Sure.
Let me help you.
Of course. Full guidance for an 11 total.
Okay, 11. The radiant damage does not seem to matter with this particular group. As you look at the silver, it doesn't seem to have done any more damage than usual. But everybody talks about silver. Probably, maybe if you went back and sort of looked at that werewolf thing again, it might give you the answer. But
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I just, with an 11, maybe I can't tell, and that's fine. But just about,
Correct.
their magical covers it or not.
yes, with an 11, you can't look at a wound
Sure.
and know for sure what the effect is.
Do they have any stuff or papers or anything of interest?
Roll a d10.
Can I jump in and just say when she cast guidance, she kind of pushed him, like not in a harmful way, more in an overzealous, like, okay, let's do this.
7.
You, between the two of them, find 7 gold pieces.
A little bit of coin, nothing more, as far as I can tell. It's a good thing you interrogated her. I suppose it's the only way we're going to learn anything. All right.
Nothing else in terms of gear or written or maps or anything like that.
I suppose they relied on their natures to be dangerous and threatening and so forth. Nothing more from me. And I'll retreat to the road just like you told me to.
Wait, before you go. I know we spoke, or you spoke to the other person. I have this talisman. Do you want to speak to the guy? I figured probably not, but I figure I'd offer as a necklace.
Look between the rest of us. Is there anything else we think you would be able to tell us?
I wasn't there for the conversation. I don't think she was.
Sure. I think I was hovering probably around them.
We know that speak with dead means that he wouldn't be compelled to tell the truth, right? And in fact, may not be compelled to speak at all.
Van Richten told you that the dead could lie.
And we currently, for spatial reasoning purposes, we have both bodies. They're next to each other right now.
Yeah, Sam
Pretty
and I.
great. We're all together. Can Scylla just have her like hand behind the one body they're not inspecting, and she's just got like a knife to it? Are we done here?
Yes, I
Can
feel
I tie
like
this one up?
yes, but can we drag it away so we don't see what each other is doing? Like, I really want a blind, like, it's like scientific method over here. I want.
Sam looks up from the book and is like gesticulating, and he says, like in a chanting voice, "They must remain
Okay,
within 10
You know what?
feet."
We were talking about like interrupting. I take my notes and put them down. All right, Silith, you are awesome. You do this, and everybody else go away, please. Sam,
We'll
you
go. We'll go up the road
I
like the
am
way that
performing the ritual.
they were going to see if he can spot the tracks of the two. And I'm happy to wait until they've finished desecrating the bodies before.
Go ahead and roll your perception so you have it ready. Or survival. Either one.
Okay.
All right.
Sam closes his eyes but continues the ritual.
How long is the ritual? An hour?
It takes an hour.
Okay.
Lilith shrugs, rolls her eyes, but does not look directly at Oksana and her body art currently. She finds, I don't know, what kind of foliage do we have? This happy little jaunt.
Pine
Some, like,
trees.
oak tree.
Pine and oak.
Pine. Oh, pine.
There's oak.
All right.
I think.
Yeah. She finds like a low hanging branch. And she takes the rope, and I imagine she keeps some kind of thread as well that she starts kind of intertwining and starts like roping up as much as she can of the body, and works on throwing it over like a low bough or a low branch.
Is Lilith wearing anything that would indicate? Well, I guess so she would know that she worships the god of, or she would assume the god of death, right? Sorry, I just want to.
So, you living where you lived for as long as you did, you would know at least the basics that many drow worship the spider goddess Lolth, who's not necessarily the goddess of death, but she's certainly not the goddess of joy and hope.
Okay. All right, Oksana's going to walk and sort of peer through the trees and make sure that the gentlemen are not looking, that Lilith is facing away, and that Sam's eyes are shut. I don't know. And so then she will start, take his arms and him by the wrist and going to drag him all the way like to where his head is downhill, close to the road, and his feet are up there. So she's like pulling and it gets caught on like a rock, and she's like got her foot up and it's like getting him there, and then she stands back and making sure nobody's looking, and then she goes ahead and takes his hands and puts his hands like he's praying, but because she doesn't do that a lot, the like fingers are all wrong, so it's like, you know, something like this, and like the elbows up, and she's very pleased with herself. And she goes, she kind of looks at Sam when she does that, and then she goes and at where his feet are, she starts like dog digging in the ground, but it's kind of hard, so she breaks some fingernails and looks at it, and then she starts to scoop everything that she dug, including pine needles and oak tree leaves, whatever we have, and then she's going to start burying one of his feet and trying to like make sure Gummer's not looking, and then takes a sprig of pine needles, walks over to the body who's now like this with his feet buried, and like rubs them together, smells them, because I think she's seen someone do that before, and then sprinkles it all over this guy's hair. And then she stands back and looks and is like, I got Sam. Do I have Sam? Oh, and then she runs and she takes 2 rocks, but they're not like rocks that you would like the coin size. They're like large rocks, and she's trying to put them on the eyes as it's yeah. So like, you know, he is a big stone person. Yeah, that's not going to stay there. But she was like, got Sam and Gomer and Cormac. Prestidigitation, herbal sparks in the hair. I don't know. And then she will turn around and say, okay, guys, The presentation is about to begin. Silith, you good? All right. Is ready. Are you coming? Hello? Boys.
By Lathander's life
No.
and his divine graces, we all still rest.
I legitimately, have, notes here. Oh, wait, I forgot. I forgot one thing. She was like, yes, plans. Facing down, that would mean, weird Silith. And the pine needles and the dirt is Gomer. And the rock eyes are Sam. And the sparkly purple shit is Cormac. And, yes, and she takes out the finger bone and puts it right on his mouth. Although I'm not really where his mouth would be, I guess. Shh. And we're all represented. Guys, come look at my wonderful thing. Guys.
Sam opens his eyes.
Come walking back slowly.
So let's finish tying a knot.
Do you like it?
It's something.
See, I remember you like dirt.
You know, this might be the closest thing to art that I've seen since I stepped into the Overbright.
Thank you.
Were you in the surface realms before you came through the mist? Or do you just mean here?
You say nothing of my art.
I'm sorry. Sorry. This is our first chance to talk to Silith since people have been around for some time. But anyway, you're quite right. So the dirt is for Gamma?
Yes. And the giant rocks. Sam.
So, are we all supposed to be dead?
I hadn't really considered that as a possibility, but no, I was just thinking.
I mean, I admit it feels somewhat inevitable most of the time, but I don't know that I'm quite ready to celebrate it.
I mean, is that not what Barovia is? Okay, well.
It's interesting.
I thought this was going to go over differently, but just gonna start backing.
No, I like it. It's a little gauche, but it has some artistic value. Do you do this all the time? Is this going to be a regular thing? Or is it just certain bodies that intrigue you?
Well, the regular part, the irregular part is that I considered everyone. This is irregular. I am supposed to make the art. Okay, so would she is that something that you would tell people that you are a warlock? In that world?
That's definitely a you decision. Yeah. It's not, Silith will know what that means. Okay. Everybody kind of knows what that means.
Well, I have little man in my head who saved my life, and then I have to use bodies and art and all of this good stuff. But I kind of have thoughts and feelings now, so I don't know. Could be a good thing.
Do you like having this little man in your head? Do you need to get rid of this little man in your head?
Need? Yes. Can it happen? Do you know someone?
Possible. I know a lot of things. I'd like to see more of your body art. I don't know if I got your name. If you told me, I wasn't paying attention.
Me? Oh.
Yes.
Oksana.
Oksana, yes. The next people we kill, I'd like to see more of this body art.
Absolutely.
I might have more information for you then.
Okay.
Oksana, you'll hear in your head, well, I like it. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Into the everlasting light will all souls be collected. Yea, though through thy mercies and shine brightness upon us, I feel you always, Lithander. Amen.
Having walked almost to the bottom of the hill, Irina will look up and say, well, I'd say we're burning daylight, but there isn't any. I'm not looking forward to camping in a swamp. Could we please go?
Yes, Irina, I forgot to tell you, when I moved the body, I moved it between two trees so it could potentially see like the moon, and that sort of represents how I feel about you.
I feel like you just made that up. I think you forgot me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's go. What are we doing?
Sorry.
At the risk of pulling focus from the two very important bodies, the other wolves, did they? I can't remember if they stayed wolves or not when they were dead.
They did. They are plain old wolves.
I'm just going to cut some fur off of one, put it in my little pouch, and then be ready to roll.
Easily done.
As they're walking away, Selith is going to, at least when she doesn't think anyone's looking, is going to rub her fingers and drop some things by our beautiful graves, our works of art.
Silith, what did yours end up looking like?
Yeah, that's good.
So it was the wolf, right? She's a wolf, the lady wolf.
Yes. With no head, unless
With
you
no
did something
head.
about that.
So she ended up tying it to like all four of the feet are tied together, so it's just like a big lump hanging beautifully. Not as great as Oksana's body art, but you know, she's done this a couple times. She made quick work of it.
I like it.
The next people to walk by here, boy, oh boy. Be really fun.
You're gonna have such a story.
Gummer, where are we going?
Berez.
Okay. Oksana's following Gummer. With purpose.
So,
Well, apparently I'm following Irina, so
she'll just say, Sam, how long have we got?
However much time is remaining to fulfill an hour. I'm not sure how much time has passed.
We're walking really slowly.
Let's say that it takes you about another 15 minutes. As you guys have been pretty still for an hour, I don't know if anybody needs a short rest, but if you have hit
Well,
points
I
to
know.
lose, you can certainly do that.
I don't need hit points, but I will do an arcane recovery if we have the opportunity.
Absolutely. So as the hour is up, I feel like it's like, isn't it like 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon? I feel like it is. I feel like we got kind of a late start.
Yeah, it was. I think we were already kind of, depending on how long the conversation goes here, just barely hoping to maybe make it through then to Valaki before it looked dark.
Okay. I feel like at this point, you're sort of recognizing the fact that some of tonight's journey is going to be in the dark unless you camp in the swamp.
That said, Sam, your ritual is cast. It's all yours.
Sam concludes the ceremony and throws a small handful of earth over the remains of each of the victims, and then walks towards the rest of the group and uses his Find Steed ability to summon a steed, which is an otherworldly being that appears as a loyal steed. Does anyone wish to ride? You may be weary.
Silith just sticks out her hand. How tall is the steed?
It was like normal horse size, I assume.
Like how many hands? Like pony? Are we like warhorse? She's 5'5". Can she climb up this herself, or does she need help?
I am just looking to see if it gives.
It's a large
indication.
creature.
Does it say whether the steed comes with like a saddle and
Yeah.
It does not.
If it's rideable.
You can ride bareback.
It is an otherworldly being that appears as a loyal steed in an unoccupied space of your choice within range. It uses the otherworldly steed stat block. It resembles a large, rideable animal of your choice, such as a horse, a camel, a direwolf, or an elk.
A camel.
Or a
Whenever I
moose.
cast the spell, I choose the creature's type, which is celestial, fey, or fiend. It is clearly a celestial. And as such, I'm sure if it saw Lady Silith approaching, it would politely bend down a knee.
Amazing. If she doesn't have to work harder, she's taken the steed, and she's not looking to see if anyone else wants this not pony, this horse. And just to be extra, she does ride side saddle.
Yes.
So as you guys head, you reach the bottom of the mountain. And then you begin to travel back east the same way you came, toward Vallaki. And you know that you're going to walk all the way to the bridge that's halfway in the water. But before you cross it, you'll head south along the river, and that should lead you to Berez, which was a riverside town. For about an hour, ahead of you, off the road to the north, you hear the sound of rustling trees. And it's dead leaves kind of being crushed by. It sounds like whatever it is moving somewhat erratically.
Sam will begin stepping forward. I shall investigate, he says somewhat discreetly.
Still probably 50 or 60 yards ahead of you when all of a sudden the sound stops. And then there's a louder sound. And then a complete silence. The loud sound sounded very much like whatever this was fell and did not get back up.
I loosen my sword in the scabbard and go closer.
As you get within
Towards where it may have fallen.
50 yards, 40 yards. What's everyone else doing as Sam goes forward?
Backing him up at a
Shillelagh on
wizardly distance.
Okay.
A wizardly distance.
Just for flavor, Silith is still on the horse. She's taking out, like, I don't know, she probably has like an extra dirk, and she is filing her nails. Coffin shape, if anyone is listening and wants to know what style her nails are done in tonight.
Sam, as you move forward, there's another rustle. And all of a sudden, this flurry of black feathers erupts from the trees. A flock of ravens kind of emerges as though disturbed, as they cry with sort of what sounds like a little bit of a panic as they fly away. And after that,
you hear something somewhat further away, and it is crashing through the brush in your direction. And it's moving pretty fast.
I draw my sword and ready myself to receive a visitor.
As it gets closer, you can hear that it is more than one creature.
Oh, dear.
There is... At first, you think, well, it's animals must be running, but now it almost sounds like sticks banging together. But you hear 3, 5, and eventually there's so many that you can't tell how many there are. You can now tell that they're going to cross the road, and they're not running directly at you. You think based upon the sound that they're going to cross the road about 30 yards ahead of you, and are going to cross the road and head somewhat in the direction you're heading. You probably have about 30 seconds before they get here.
I cast protection against good and evil upon versus evil upon myself. I am calling for Lathander's blessing. May the morning lord be by my side ever. And I look to Gummer for direction.
How wide is the road, Ron?
It's probably about 10 feet wide, and there is ample foliage on either side.
So I've got a range of 60 feet. Can Silith cast darkness so that the sphere just covers like the main stretch of the road?
So, like, ahead where they're going to run through?
Do we discern that they're running towards us on the road, or can we not tell where they're coming from?
No,
It
they're gonna
seems
cross
that-
ahead of us.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
yeah. So
we'll
they're
retcon
gonna. So
that.
you're
Never
here,
mind.
and so you're looking this way, and they're gonna cross.
Okay.
That way. They might see
Um,
you. They might not.
Just kidding. Silda starts to move the horse off of the road.
Okay.
Can I really am. I'm trying to take notes so that we don't have to repeat so much for Shannon, but I did save our children. Can you just tell me
Yes.
really quickly what I missed, because goldfish were the issue and it was a 15 and 13-year-old,
So
and you really
okay.
should have bought 2 of those flavor blasted ones.
I guess so. So there was a creature, sounded like a creature that was walking through the brush and fell down. Seemed to not make sound. Then a swarm of ravens popped out as though disturbed. And now there's a big group of some things moving towards the road, but probably about 30 yards ahead of you. They sound like, it sounds like sticks banging against one another.
Yes.
Although the rhythm is the rhythm of running feet.
Not the rhythm of the night.
Well, I mean,
Having just
you can feel the beat until the morning light if you want. I would never tell anyone they couldn't do that.
Can we
Having just
surmise?
realized that Gummer was up next to Sam, or nearby Sam, I want to revise who I cast protection on. It would have been on Gummer, not on Sam. He would have just
So-
reached out and tapped Gummer's shoulder and say, "Carry the blessing." You.
Sorry,
Could
I'm
I-
trying to figure out.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Can you surmise that the crashing was the ravens or not?
Probably not.
So whatever creature or creatures are coming might be coming towards whatever made the crash.
Yes.
Okay. If something's hurt, I don't think we can wait. And if it's someone that's hurt, I definitely don't think we can wait.
What's Irina doing? Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Continue.
Irina's looking at you guys, and
she sort of sees Silith walk off the road and says, I mean, you could hide, but and she'll look ahead and she'll say, it looks like we're not hiding. And she'll ready her light crossbow and sort of take a spot. She'll actually take a spot just behind Silith and the steed, but a spot to not to hide, a spot to pop out.
Okay, so
Cormac, go ahead, tell me.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just wanting to get the idea of what. So about 90 feet ahead of us is where whatever this is going to cross the road. Where is the thump, the crash?
The thump was probably about the same distance ahead.
But
so you would say that it would be to your left, which you're traveling east, so it would be northeast.
So the direction from which they are coming.
Yes, the thing that thumped did not cross the road.
Okay. Gummer's going to run and see if he can see what it is.
Sam backs him, running along right behind him.
Cormac, what are you guys doing?
Following along at some distance. Range, just spell range, essentially.
So you get about halfway there, Gummer, when a creature bursts through onto the road. It's like a cactus and a log had a baby with legs. It's completely made of wood, but it does have legs, and it is moving as though it's bipedal, but there are needles everywhere on it, and they're just bristling. And as you run towards it, this thing is running across the road, then sees you, and immediately turns to run towards you. And we are now going
defending
Gummer. Initiative. These things seemed to, because you're right there, they burst out into the road and turned towards you, and you can hear a bunch more of them coming. It doesn't seem like they paused to do anything with or to. They seem to just be going at completely full speed. We can start with your turn right now.
All right, Gummer, not really thinking twice, and frankly thinking that they need to get through this as quickly as they can. For the second time today, is going to cast Moonbeam right on top of them. I think I can get all three of them.
You sure can.
I need con saves from all of them.
Number 1 rolls 19. Number 2, dirty 20. Number 3, a 4.
Okay. Number 3 takes 15 radiant damage. The other 2 take 7.
So the Moonbeam, the one that... number 3 looks like it just beamed almost all the way through it. It seems barely left at all. And even the other 2 seem pretty whacked. They don't seem smart enough to even really notice.
So I think he will just re-up Shillelagh and call it a day.
All right. Sam, these needle things have burst out. Gummer tossed the Moonbeam on them and gave him a pretty good zap.
Sam will advance up to here and stay. Can I stay just out of the moonlight?
Yes.
While I'm in that square? All right. And take a thwap, swinging his sword at Needleblight number 3, as the sword will be glinting in the beams of moonlight coming down upon it for a 13.
13 hits.
Oh, goodness. For 9 points of, slashing damage.
You just cleaved it into a giant pile of needles.
Try and flank Needleblight number 2, attacking once more with his dashing long sword. For an 11.
An 11 shall miss.
I will end my turn. Thank you very much.
All right, so the steed goes now. I think I'll make a house rule. The steed goes on the initiative of whoever is riding it. Now it is the Needleblight's turn. There's a lot of them. I am having them all go on one initiative. I'm going to put them all in place, and then we'll just roll the attacks. That one will be in the Moonbeam.
Needleblight 11 takes 19 points of radiant damage. Oh, sorry.
So,
based on my con save.
And I will get a 13.
That fails.
Needleblight 11 runs right into the Moonbeam and vaporizes himself, itself, their self.
Oh.
Needleblight number 1 is going to try to reach out to you, Gummer, with this nasty, gross, needly claw. That's a 15 to hit. Number 2 will try to do the same to you, Sam. That's a 22 to hit.
Oh, ouch. That's not right. Yes, that will hit me.
That is 3 points of slashing damage.
Oh, it crumbles off of my armor plating. The needles simply cannot penetrate.
And number 4 is going to shoot needles at the steed. 7's not going to hit anybody. So the needles start to fly near all you guys. Number 5, this will be towards you, Cormac. Cormac, that's a 15 to hit.
I shall call out Parakilpi, and the image of the gargoyle briefly appears around me to reflect that with shield.
6 will shoot at you, Silith. Silith, that's an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That is 7 points of piercing damage. Really, really like foot-long needles ram into you, and it is terrible. 6. 7 will take a swing at Gummer. Gummer, that's a natural 20.
Okay.
9. That's 17 points of claw. That was full everything.
And
so as you watch the one vaporize and the other miss, this one manages to get in right behind you, right on the side of your neck.
and I got a 26 on my con save.
Nice. Silith, my roll should have been at disadvantage. These needles don't go nearly as far as I thought. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm close enough. Number 8, shooting at you, Oksana. I think this is going to be... No, you're just in range as well. Oksana, that's 13 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. 9 will shoot needles at you, Sam. Sam, that's 22 to hit.
My goodness, yes, they may hit me.
They're so small. The armor's not built for needles. That's 6 points of piercing damage.
All right, that's reduced to 3.
Number 10. This one's shooting at you, Gummer. That's a 6. Punk. 11 is dead. 12 will shoot at the steed with disadvantage. And that's an 8 on the first roll.
So these needle blight,
go ahead.
if blight 1 and 2 don't move, then
They are super dumb. So number 1 fails. Number 2, 15.
Just succeeds.
Okay.
Do you want me to re-roll or just use the roll from before?
Go ahead and re-roll. Sort of that was the beginning of a thing. This is the end of a thing.
So 11 on the failure, 5 on the success.
Number 2 stays up. Number 1, though, vaporized. So these things burst out, and those of you that are close can see how nasty and awful these things are. And then needles just start coming at you like a volley of arrows. And there's so many of them, it's hard to believe. That's their turn. Irina's turn. Irina's going to come out and shoot the closest one, which is number 6. Oh, just misses. So she fires, and a curse is under her breath, and she's just going to step right back. Silith, from atop the steed, it is your turn.
All right. So she can get in range here. Steed is going to need a name eventually. She's going to do a very nice canter. She seems very chill. Like, this is not her first raid. And I believe that puts me in range to cast Bane on Needle Blight 5, 6, and 8. Come over here a little closer, need be. It's going to be a charisma saving of 15.
So they have to roll, their charisma's 3. That's -4. So we'll need to roll 19s to pass any of these. 19s or 20s. First one is a 2 for a -2. Next is, 17 for a 13. And last is a natural 1 for a -3. So, which ones are baned again?
Which was the one that had the 19? I'm losing there. Would it be easier
none
to
of
make
them.
5? None of them had
They
it?
all failed. They all totally failed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was, yes, within range 5, 2, 3. Yeah, so I was looking at 8, 5, and 6. So that they must subtract 1d4 of their attack rolls.
8, 5, and 6. Don't think I'm putting the right condition marker, but it's something to remind me to subtract that d4.
So as she casts that and waves her hand, she's just like, idiots. Then she pets her steed's beautiful mane, and may I use the steed's bonus action to regain hit points of 2d8 plus the spell's level, which I don't know what the spell's level is.
Is at level 2.
Okay. So, thank you. The steed needs a name. All right, and that is going to be the end of my turn.
Very well. Cormac, you are up.
Right.
The steed gallops beside you.
Yeah. Provide some cover on its own, I imagine. But this over here, I know we said this was open to the left side of the road. Is that like a log over there that you could kneel down behind? Or is
Yes. So this area right there is open, but
Sure.
this behind it would all be, if you were to crouch down, you'd have cover.
they kind of try to hunker behind this fallen tree a little bit? Got the light crossbow out, and we'll true strike, shoot that at needle bite 4, 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Going to be 14 radiant damage.
Okay.
4, and with my bonus action, reach into that pouch and pull out not the wolf fur that I poked in there recently, but it's perhaps a magical opposite in a way, sheep's wool, which I fiddle with to do my minor illusion bonus action. I think I can make like a little campfire in front of the log. It will be not super convincing, but it is daytime, and because I'm an illusionist, I can do sound and image at the same time, so I can at least make it kind of crackle. And that's my intention, to make a slight crackling campfire of limited seriousness in front of my cover. And that's me.
Oksana to end the round.
Sana is going to step out and cast Mind Sliver on Needle Blight 7,
Okay.
which is a
What kind?
intelligence save.
Well, I'm much smarter than I am charismatic. I only have a -3 for that. So I roll, and I got a
Costco?
natural 1. That'll be a -2.
And she Mind
Yeah,
Slivered.
Yeah. There it is.
She Mind Slivered and just walked out. And she just winked, and that's her Mind Sliver.
So, as the round ends, Cormac fires this just and blasts this thing to pieces. The Mind Sliver goes into these things, and needles just start falling out like a dead Christmas tree. And it just, whatever light is in its acorn eyes is gone. The top of round 2, which means Gummer, your turn.
You are going to have to roll a lot of Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
So on his turn, Gummer can move the moonbeam 60 feet. So he is going to. We're gonna have to kind of guess. He's going to move it. I want to move it left and then down across all of those.
So it's going to hit 4, and then we're gonna be a moving.
So
we're gonna be a
I
spotlight
should be
now.
able to hit almost all of them.
Okay, fun. So that's number 4, 13.
That fails. Do you want me to
Okay.
roll damage once for all of them?
Yeah, since it's
Okay.
one instance.
That is 15 radiant
So
damage.
you guys all watch as this this spotlight starts to move, and this first one goes. So that's 5, 10. We'll just
If I may,
get them all there
I
together.
think Gummer pulls the needle that was stuck in his neck from the natural 20, and he kind of like directs it like it's a baton. He starts sending it down around them.
Awesome. It was 15 damage. Is that right?
15 damage, and it's a 15 con save for all of them.
Number 2 does not need to roll, as it does not matter. 7 will do it. Number 9 fails. So it is almost entirely vaporized as well. 10 fails. Same thing. 12, we'll move it to. It's another failure. So you're almost like a spotlight chainsaw. You're just like buzzing these things, and some of them seem to be alive. So we think we can get up here too.
I do. I think I probably can't get all 4, but I should be able to position it like here. Oh, sorry.
No, you
I
do.
should be able
If you
to
can do it,
position
do
it like right here and get these 3, which are all baned.
Number 6 actually succeeds with an 18, but now 18 minus 4, say 14. 2 fail. That was number 6. Number 5 fails anyway. So you really are sawing these things off. 15 is like the exact magic number that they survive. All right, zap the living crap out of them.
Okay. Would he have seen that they have trouble shooting far away?
Oh gosh. Make perception check for free.
That's a 13.
I don't think you'd know.
Okay. He still thinks that he's going to try and give himself some distance. So he will run this direction. It gets an opportunity attack, but it's a disadvantage because of the speedy feat.
7.
And then as he runs, he's gonna be like, Sam, I just need a minute. And he is going to cast Healing Word on himself using his bonus action.
Sam gives Gummer a big thumbs up.
As you put the thumb away, they're basically walking toothpicks. Like they're still up, but oh so barely.
Okay. Gosh, I wish I had some kind of little area of effect to put upon them, but I do not, I think. I will simply march over a few steps and attack first at Needle Blight 9, bringing my sword down as if I'm whacking weeds. That's a 23.
That hits. They have 1 hit point. It's literally impossible.
10 points of damage. Goes swinging for the other one next to him. 26 to hit.
The same.
The same. Having smashed that stick figure, that's the turn.
All right. So, democracy. Let's attack a steed. Let's attack Silith. That's a 6 minus a d4. I'm going to say since he just got hit with it, he's smart enough to not get hit by it this time. This guy will go for Sam here. So, Sam, I'll run the 2 on you first.
Alrighty.
First one's 14.
I'm not.
I am not putting that in.
21.
You're just going to cut that one out.
By Lathander's grace, you are annoying.
That is not quite minimum damage, but almost. It's 4 points of slashing.
So one of that gets through my armor.
Needle Blight 5 shall swing the claw at the steed. That is a 19.
The steed can take the dodge action, just FYI.
So that puts me at disadvantage?
I think so.
Or is it? Yeah, it's disadvantage. That's right. So that takes me down to 11. The steed dances away in dressage. Number 6 will take a swipe at Scylla at the top of the steed. That's a 9. And number 8 will shoot ye needles at Oksana. That is a nat 1 for a 4. Totally. So yeah, at this point, these things are basically, honestly, it's a little sad now. Okay. Arena's turn. She'll take a shot at number 8. Is absolutely a hit. 4 damage. 4 9. Tunk. All right. Dropping like wooden flies. Silith, your turn. Got a couple right near you.
So she is getting really tired of these little monsters. Can I use may I use the action of my noble steed? May I do otherworldly slam towards Needle Blight 5 first?
So I have a question. Did we use its action to dodge just now?
Yes, I think we did. Yeah.
In which case, if we
But no.
hadn't, then we could. But in which case, we can't.
So she thinks better of it. Her steed is doing great. She will get rid of the gnats herself. So looking at Needle Blight 6, let's do. I'm actually going to have her do Sacred Flame for a dex save of 15.
So 6 is less than 15. So, yeah.
Yeah. So she raises her hand and she says, I see the Dark Mother has come to send me gnats to bother me. And out of her hands comes an interesting white flame. And it hits Needle Blight 6 square in the forehead for 12 points of damage.
It buzzes right through its forehead. The rest of it falls down.
She's going to use her free action to flip some wisps that have come out of her bun because she's working really hard here. And yes, that will be the end of my turn.
Cormac behind the fake campfire.
That's
It's
right.
going well, real well.
This is a delightful little campsite. We should probably just hang out here. Whether or not, in watching what everybody else is up to, Cormac is arcanely smart enough to notice the wink was Mindsliver is debatable, but he has noticed they're very stupid. So he will speak out Velaton Tuska. and try to drive the image of a fearful, gnashing gargoyle face into the mind of Needleblade 5 for an intelligence save.
Hey, not a bad roll. That's a 10 for a total of 7.
Once again, 7 is also less than 15, so that is going to be just 4 psychic damage. I don't know if he's...
Oh, wait, hang on. I forgot to subtract my d4.
Oh,
That's a 3. So you said how many points?
4.
4. You plow through this thing's mind. It manages to keep its needle-like feet
Okay, let it have a little while longer.
just by a bit.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Oksana,
Sonic
your turn.
is going to target the same Blight 7 with Mind Sliver. Intelligence save.
You said this was number 7?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm violating the interruption rules. It's too far away.
Okay, let me move.
There you go. Perfect.
Let me double check and see if I
Yeah.
can go any further.
It fails.
Oh wait, no, I can go 5 more steps.
Well, you don't need to be that close.
Well, I just want to make sure. And that is 9 psychic damage.
Way more than you needed. All right. Gummer, to begin the round from cover, just sort of eating popcorn, watching these things crumble.
He will rinse and repeat in his own way, I guess. Right there.
It has 1 hit point.
You hear a chuckle from the bushes. And then down here, and I think I can just get it onto that one.
Oh, that one's really up there. I think he's got. No, he's only got 1 too. So like roaches under a spotlight. You now look up and down at a big pile of needles and sticks, and nothing is moving, and you're out of combat.
Gummer drops concentration on Moonbeam and immediately runs for where they heard the crash, just to see if there's something there.
You'll find a wolf. It's dead. Hundreds of needle punctures, and it's just laying dead.
Poor creature.
What of the ravens that burst out, though? Are they just in the area and spooked, or involved in somehow?
We didn't see one with blue feathers, did we?
No, it would have been too far away.
Okay.
I feel like this is something like important, but I don't know what. Who is the smartest?
Cormac.
Cormac, what is the point?
Or
of all
Lady
this?
Silith. Perhaps Gummer. The topic would determine it.
All right.
No, I agree. It seems of some import, but I can't say what. I have thought we might find nothing here. That whatever creature had fallen had turned into a cloud of ravens. I don't know, it's so strange things in this place. But to see there is a creature here, and it was clearly killed by these plant creatures, I don't know what relevance the ravens had at all.
Silith, do you know anything about ravens? Just, you had one on your banner.
Yes,
Yeah,
the one.
Would I know? Would she know anything at this point? Oh, it's a 13.
A 13. In the Sword Coast, ravens are thought of as somewhat ill omens. How Silith feels about ill omens is
Well, my mistress does not send ravens. This message does not concern me. What does concern me are some of these needles. I don't believe I've seen these before. Someone hand me one of these needles.
Sam scoops up a couple from around his feet and
So she takes one. Could she possibly do like a medicine check to assess like the type of poison or to familiarize herself with it?
Yeah, you can
What
do
is-
that, and I'd give a drow advantage on that.
With advantage, that is a 17.
Now that you look at it, it actually seems not to be poison. It seems like it's just the length and velocity and amount of the thing.
She takes this needle and talks to her party members as if they have no idea what this is. This needle does not have any poison. And then she drops it to the ground.
Summer, do you see anything with the needles as well, or anything else of note before we leave these sticks?
The land is sick. Who knows why these things come up? But as Irina would say, would burn in daylight.
Let us go. I will lead the way for safety. Would you like me to play a tune?
No.
I actually agree with Scylla this time. If there are more of these things around, drawing their attention might not be the best idea.
Perhaps, though, it is, as we begin walking, of course, worth a bit of low conversation. Not only are we running out of time, I'm a bit more concerned about what we'll find when we arrive. Did that wolf woman, under your truth spell, not say that she was allied, had the support of the Witch of Berez?
She did.
She said her tribe did. I don't know that it extends to her personally.
No, but that's almost worse, right? And that it is a change. Right? She was recently unchained in some ways, and that was one of the ways. So,
And by Strahd.
if the Baron of Kresk is unaware of some change, that they've had uneasy but successful dealings with this Baba Lysaga in the past, and perhaps things have changed. I'm not saying we shouldn't go, but I'm quite concerned.
Is it worth trying to send a message back right now with Myrnar or Revarthus?
I suppose we could. I don't know what it would necessarily accomplish. I find it, and they seem pretty adamant they want this done. I don't know. I suppose we can still just walk into it, but less confident of our reception. Perhaps not enough.
I will protect you, Cormac.
You walk toward the New River Bridge, and you're within sight of it when you see the branch that takes you south. It's going to go along the river. As you travel, the river's winding through the forest. The trees stop being claustrophobic after a while. The forest sort of pulls away from the river. You do, as you're walking past, you do see a small peninsula jutting out. And on that peninsula, there's a pillar. It looks really similar to the one you saw just south of the Hag Mill. You examine it. You recall that the first pillar had a raven with sort of a three-pointed star. This one is identical, except instead of a raven, it is a spider.
She walks over. She puts her hands on it. Her fingertips have like fine lines of like cobweb tattooing on it, and she touches it.
As you touch it, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
7.
7. There's lichen and moss on this. This cannot be a spider of Lolth. Would never allow this crap.
The spider has no value. It was created by an amateur, someone who does not understand the sacredness of the species. I don't think we should waste our time here.
Illuminating.
Is it?
Yes, Sam. He keeps
You
walking.
guys continue south on the road. You see for the first time a really tall mountain. You're walking towards it, but it's quite far away. It's just gross, and the trail becomes wet and muddy. Just as it starts to get its thickest, it peels away, almost like a curtain. And ahead of you is this very tall, gnarled, ancient-looking tree. It has no leaves on it. On the larger branches, about a half dozen of them, there are large metal cages. The cages are big enough to hold a person, but they are all, at this moment, empty. Just spider webs.
Does the tree look familiar to Gummer?
Make an insight check.
21.
21. That tree from your dream was so singular. This is a very large and dark and leafless tree. This tree doesn't look likely to reach out and grab you the way that other one did. You do see this, and Oksana, you noticed this first, having thought about the needle blights. One of those birds, the ones made of wood and burlap and metal, is perched at the top of this tree. And the moment it sees you, it makes this screech. What would be an eagle, except if an eagle's throat was made of wood. And with a creaking, it unfolds its wings and flies away from you. And as you watch it, it goes into another bank of mist ahead of you.
Did everybody see that?
It was weird.
Yes. Why did it not attack, I wonder?
More of a sentry, I would imagine.
An alarm of some kind, maybe.
Probably it was
Perhaps we should follow it.
It went the direction that we're going anyway, right? Keep our wits about us, but yeah.
Probably about half an hour, 45 minutes from where you're going. As you enter this bank of fog on the other side of the clearing, the mud turns to marsh and your boots are slogging through this stagnant, stinking water. And it definitely feels like you are in a swamp. Walking through thick fog, but the fog thins a little bit. And you see not a single sort of 6-foot pillar, but a really tall, maybe 25 or 30 foot high, single pillar with 15-foot pillars circling around it. As you look up, it looks like there's about 6 or 7 of them. As you look closer, you see that these are covered with spider webs too, but the spider webs gleam almost a blue color. It's probably 50 to 100 yards off of the road, west away from the river.
Is it our destination, or is it a distraction?
You do not think this is your destination. You think you're looking for some sort of domicile of some kind that the witch will live in.
Do the spider webs and the way it is situated have any significance to a drow?
Make an Arcana check with advantage. You'll get advantage on all things spider related.
Oh, lovely. 18.
18. There are spiders in many places in the Underdark, generally places where there are not people. But these are spiders that can actually move in and out of the material plane. They can, at will, send themselves to the ethereal plane and back. You would have been taught as you were traveling through the Underdark that the blue spider webs meant those kinds of spiders. They would have been called phase spiders because they could phase from the ethereal plane to the material plane and back.
She turns to Gubber and says, Surface Dwagar, speak with the animals, don't you?
I think this is the first time she's talked to him directly.
Yeah, it is. And what a way. She's so good with words.
Yeah.
His name is Gummer.
I'm going to forget it, but
I will remind you.
I'm learning that. Can you turn into animals?
Yeah.
You should turn into a spider.
He does
I want to
that.
see what will happen.
Why?
That spider web, it's from a different type of spider, a phase spider. I wonder.
We learned about those, didn't we? Or
It was in
Cormac
the
did.
Ethereal Entities book. So
Okay,
the minute
interesting.
she says phase spider, anyone who took a look at that book would know what that is.
Are they normal spiders? I would assume not.
I don't know how to reference normal in the frame of a drow.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Cormac.
No, I mean, there's quite different creatures passing in and out of the ethereal plane. I mean, I thought we might actually see some when we were there.
Okay, back to you, Underdark elf person.
Lilith.
Yeah, I caught her name. I just figured if we were going to go the obvious route and avoid names, might as well meet you where you live. Yeah. Would these special spiders be willing to share this area with a different spider if I were to turn into one?
Well, that's what I want to find out.
So I'm an experiment.
Yes, Cormac, you have experiment now.
I thought we agreed we were in a hurry.
We can spiders walk.
At this point, Irina has just sat down in the mud, just like,
So sorry, Irina.
Your outfit.
it doesn't matter.
Can we do it another time? Is there a reason why we need to do it right now? I'm sorry, but we were all talking about being worried about coming this direction because we were worried about another fight. I don't know that I want to antagonize a bunch of spiders.
May I cast augury?
Oh,
Sure.
So she just kind of walks past everyone because she's in her own pretentious headspace. I don't imagine that drow take a praying position. I feel like it's probably always on guard. So she reaches over and grabs her symbol in her hair She holds it, and then she takes out her blade and she cuts her hand so it starts bleeding. And she will never ask for help of her goddess. That is a faux pas. But she will say, Goddess Lolth, will I... Where is this? It's me thinking. If I take this path, will I bring more bodies for you?
Would you? So is she looking into her blood for the answer? Like, what would you be like? I know
I like
the
that.
card says you have to. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, no, I dig it.
The pattern of blood. The pattern of blood shows you what you've been trained in the spell as woe. You think that woe means Lolth does not want you to go over there. Whether or not that's because there will or won't be more bodies, you're not sure. But it's a hard no at what you were looking at in the blood on your hand.
Since she's interpreting all of this as a test of doubt and will, she closes her hand, and as if they haven't had this conversation at all, says, "We should not pursue these spiders. They're not worth our time this evening."
As she closes her hand and turns, everyone make a perception check. Oksana, make yours with advantage.
26.
Nice.
Oh, dirty 20.
21.
19.
We were watching
All
this girl
of
like
you.
a hawk.
All of you would notice this. As soon as she starts to look at her hand, the mists and sky parts, and the almost full moon shines very brightly on her. Her clothing and her skin seems to almost gleam. As she closes her hand and turns to you, somehow the moon seems even brighter. And then a few seconds later, clouds pass over it again, and you're in that foggy, gross darkness. Oksana, you've seen things that are similar to that.
Do we notice anything different about her in the moonlight?
She seemed brighter, more radiant, in a figurative way as well. And gosh, man, Oksana really reminds you of that dream.
Do you have the moon shine on you all the time?
What are you talking about?
It's like spotlight on you, the moon.
And
I
if
have
Oksana
not
had just
seen the
spelled-
moon since we have arrived.
Yeah.
That just must be my natural complexion. You're just not used to seeing someone this beautiful, clearly.
I have not met any drow before you. It is true.
Well, maybe we keep walking.
Yes, I think we should keep walking.
As you walk through this fog, you eventually arrive at what might have been a really nice village green before the flood. As it is, it's kind of a great big swamp. In the mist ahead, you see a flashing of light. Like lightning, but with no sound. And the mist parts, and there is a figure approaching you. It's a female. She's long, sort of lank hair, knife chopped, impossibly thin. Her face is very pallid, very pointy, almost like an axe head facing right at you. And she'll get to within about 20 feet of you and she'll say, "Mother Lysaga summons you to her cottage. To reach it safely, you must follow me." She'll turn and she starts walking away. And you continue to walk. It's a very long time that you feel like you're walking. And eventually you come to, in the mists, the fog sort of like the tree seems to be repelled by what you arrive at. You arrive at a tree stump, but this must have been an enormous tree. Looking up, even the stump itself's the top of the stump's probably 20 feet high. You'd guess that maybe 50 feet in diameter. The giant roots are sort of pushing through the marsh like legs on a giant spider. And at the top, you can see a really small hut. small, better than the ones you were passing. It has a roof and the walls are up, but it's really kind of small and unimpressive. You can sort of see just barely that there's a doorway that's open. Looks like maybe there's a light inside, and you hear sort of a humming. So someone is singing inside, but you also hear kind of a rattling and squawking at the same time. But it's so high, hard to see up there.
What does the woman who is leading us, what does she do?
She gets here and she says, up towards the stump, she says, "Mother, I have brought them." She curtsies fully like a princess, like a pretty princess. Curtsies out like that. And then she just turns and walks away. And you're now here at this stump.
We go up.
Where does she go? Can Oksana
You can follow her into the fog if you'd like to.
Hell no. Okay, we're going up.
So she goes back
I
the way
will lift you up. Form an orderly line.
Gummer will cast jump on himself.
Of course.
You see Gummer leap out of sight and land.
And he'll take his rope and tie it around his waist and throw it over the edge.
Takes you all about 5 minutes to, like the 60s Batman movie, propel yourself up this stump.
Flower pot.
As you arrive at the top, the hut somehow looks smaller up close. Looks like there's enough room for maybe 2 or 3 people inside of it. The door is open, the humming's a little louder. You can see where the squawking is coming from. There's a bird cage hung outside of the hut. It's not big like the person-sized cages. It's like a normal-sized bird cage, except there are ravens absolutely stuffed in there. They're squawking, they're wiggling, the wings seem to want to try and flap, but I mean, it is just oppressive. And they're all just trapped and squawking as best as they can. You think there could be as many as 30 birds in that one bird cage?
Call the ASPCA.
You bet.
Gummer, I think, sticks like a finger in his ear to try and avoid being able to hear it.
Sam walks over to the cage. Sorry, go ahead, Luke.
No, it's fine. If there's only room for 2 or 3 of us in there, we might want to figure out which 2 or 3 of us are going.
I will stay outside.
It seems small enough that even those of us outside can probably participate in the conversation.
I will also
Respect.
stay outside.
And Sam is doing what he's doing, so.
Irina will come inside with the 2 of you. She sort of looks around. She sort of wants to keep it even. As the 3 of you approach this hut, you see next to it what looks like a really giant skull that is upside down. And so the skull part is sitting on the ground and there's teeth sort of sticking up. Go ahead and make a perception check, the 3 of you that are going towards it. Rena will make one too.
Is it visual?
Yes, sure is.
Natural 20. Perception. That's where I notice things.
Oh, I thought you were the one staying by the bird thing.
Rena rolled a 23.
I thought the bird thing was in the hut.
So here's the hut. The little bird thing is a cage. It's like hanging outside a little tiny awning or something. So the cage of the birds is probably only 10 feet. It's like on the corner. It's probably only 10 feet from the door of the hut.
So that's what I was going towards.
Well, it's on the same side as this big skull.
Gotcha.
So you guys all realize 2 things. Number 1, you're pretty sure that this giant skull is the skull of an actual giant. It is actually a giant skull. The other thing you notice as you get closer, it's not touching the ground. It's hovering, maybe, or not more than a foot off the ground, but it's just
sitting there, not touching the ground. You hear as you get
Strange,
close.
magically hovering giant-related thing. I wonder who that could be of interest.
When you get close to the hut, the lullaby humming stops. You hear movement inside, and peeking out is a witch. Long hair, covered in like dirty face streaked with dirt, sweat, and blood. And she looks outside and she says, "Have you come to speak with me?
If you're Baba Lysaga, then yes.
To earn the right to speak with me, first you must go and pluck one raven feather from the cage outside, just one. Bring it in, and you will lay it in Strahd's crib as an offering. After all ravens are the servants of prophecy. The royal child ought to be exalted above all others. Bring me the feather." She'll turn and she'll walk back inside.
Sam, already, I assume, by the cage at this point, looks at the cage. Is there a way to open the cage?
Make a perception check.
19.
19, you are positive there is no door to this cage. And the bars are narrow. How any bird got in this cage is a mystery. As they feel someone approaching, the ravens start to move even more and squawk as if begging for some kind of help.
What's the cage? And the cage is hanging from, like, the overhang of the house?
Mm-hmm.
How difficult would it be for me to, like, thwap it open with either fists or an implement?
Thwapping does not seem like an option. The amount of ravens you would hit with said thwap would...
Like, there's no practicable way of forcing it open without killing half of the birds, too.
You could try and reach and pull it open that way. You could try to do that. You hear from inside Baba Lysaga say, "A feather! Come on!"
Sam, what are you doing? She yells from afar. Sam!
Yeah, may I ask perspective-wise? So Silith and Oksana stayed out, but they can hear it and see everything, right? Because it's all... Or
We're all still out.
we're all still...
yeah,
oh,
we-
okay. That's where I got lost. I wanted to make sure. All right, thank you.
She met us at the door and then went back
We went through-
inside.
okay.
So Oksana is thinking we're not supposed to piss her off, and perhaps him going in it. So the intention, David, is to have Sam try to open or like punch the...
Well, he's not doing anything yet. I was just
No,
asking Q if it looked feasible.
Right. That's what I understood.
I don't know if...
Oksana, I would say, though, that if Sam is up there kind of looking at it,
Well, that's kind of... I was asking.
yeah, I feel like it's pretty reasonable to ask him what he's doing.
What are you doing, Sam?
Trying to solve the riddle.
And what is riddle?
As the witch said, a feather. Sam is going to try and just snap a feather.
Yeah.
Good, Cormac. You're gonna say something?
It's fine. If he's trying to grab at feathers now, then I'm all right. That's all I was gonna try to do.
There's so many feathers, Sam. It's very easy to just pluck one. Honestly,
People were afraid to hurt the bird.
Honestly,
we could get
if you look carefully enough, Sam, you find a feather that's not attached to anything anymore,
Oh, that's perfect. That would be.
and you're
that would
just
be
able to
delightful.
pull it out without hurting anything.
Lovely.
There would be lots of those.
Okay,
this thing.
okay. Hold on, though. We have dealt with
Yeah.
hags before.
They said
She
pluck
specifically
one.
said pluck a feather.
Oksana was going to suggest to the hag that she do it.
Why?
Was going to.
Well, thank you for inviting us into your process.
You're welcome.
I don't know if it counts as an attack. If I thought I could do it with Mage Hand, I was going to just grab a feather with Mage Hand, but I don't know if it is beyond the capacity of...
I feel like Mage Hand could pluck a feather.
I would have been on that task much of this time.
So somebody has plucked a feather.
And yeah. I mean, to let you into my process, I love animals, but Cormac is like practically vivisectionist era science guy, so he's pulling feathers out of animals for purposes plenty times.
Sam just doesn't like seeing living things confined.
And if we want to break him out when this is over, I'm down with it.
So,
You've already heard my process, apparently, so.
walking in with the feather?
Sure.
You walk in, and it's an episode of Hoarders. The place isn't that big to begin with, and there's just junk and dirty junk everywhere. It just looks terrible. And you do see, though, in the midst of this is a crib that is rocking back and forth. It is empty.
Is it evil? Oh, shoot, I don't have divine sense left today. Never mind.
Go put the feather into this.
As you put the feather in the crib, there's a little... The feather sinks right through what is an illusory crib. It lands on the floor. Not seeming to notice, Baba Lysaga will say,
All right. Business. Why have you come?
We were engaged to seek your assistance with the scrying.
Have you brought payment?
Sam produces it out of one of the mini bags hanging off of his packs and belts.
she'll smile and kind of look at it, kind of.
I need a piece of the person something to cast the spell. The payment is sufficient.
Sam produces that from yet another pouch. There seems to be some system. Like, there's a method to the madness of where things are stored and produced, but it's...
So, she'll take the feather. She waves her hand, and suddenly the walls of the hut expand. The stuff gets pushed to the side, and now there's a pretty reasonably large circle inside. And in that circle is a cauldron. And she'll take the hair and she'll say,
No one speak a word to me while I do the spell. If you distract me, I may lose it, and then you'll have to pay again.
close her eyes, drizzles the hair into this cauldron, which, now that you're looking, is not filled with water. It's filled with some kind of blood. But as the hair hits it, the whole thing starts to turn clear. And you can't see through anything. It starts to bubble and the mist is too high. But she clearly can. And she'll say,
I see a man, very young, shaggy haired. He has scars, new scars. He is collared with silver and chained. His eyes are hidden, buried in his knees as he snivels and sobs. Oh, so sad. He's in a cavern, dismal, lit by a flickering torchlight. There's a woman chained beside him, sharp-eyed with long curly hair. I smell the gift of Mother Night on her. Indeed, next to her I see the statue of a woman, wolf-headed, an idol to Mother Night, surrounded by treasure. Rotting corpses kneel before her. bent to her majesty.
She sort of sits up. Spell seems to be over, and she says,
There we are, done and done.
Sam offers her the wine skin that he carries around in order to offer people a drink of wine when they might need one.
she'll look at it, sniff it.
This is for free, right? I'm not giving you anything, any of my power for a sip of this wine.
It is complimentary.
The minute you say it is, she quaffs the whole thing. She drinks the whole thing. She even squeezes the skin to make sure she gets every single bit of it. Licks her lips, wipes her mouth. She just throws the skin to the floor.
We're done then, so good day, I guess.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, good night.
You just
Colors, good night.
walk through the mist the way you came and should be perfectly safe. Perfectly safe.
Why do you keep the crows, the ravens, in such a fashion?
They were snooping where they ought not to have snooped. They are lucky that I just captured them. It would be easier to rip them apart, but I believe in the sanctity of life.
They are Strahds, then.
No. Lord Strahd would never send these dirty creatures to look at anything. No, these are spies. I don't like to be spied on. Not at all.
Who's spying on you?
You do.
I'm sorry, what?
Who is spying on you? If it's not strong.
That is information. That sort of information would require an additional transaction. Have you something to pay for the answer to your question? I told you already they are spies.
Oh, I'm good. I don't need to know. I'm fine.
They are those that oppose Strahd. Safe to say that.
Okay.
But would you gaff us to take them with us and dispose of them outside your area? Or?
Oh, no. They will not be coming with you. The minute they go with you, you'll find a way to let them out, and then they'll come and spy again. And when they do, this time I will kill them. You ought not meddle.
Very well.
I am absolutely done. Go. Now.
Thank you for your hospitality.
You're welcome.
Step out.
As you guys step out, climb yourself down the stump. And this time, as you look up in the fog, there's a little light. And you hear from the thing,
Just follow the light. You'll get lost if you don't, especially you all. Follow the light.
Sam leads the way, following the light. He feels confident this is within his ability, his skill set.
as you, fairly late in the night now, head into this dark fog.
We
we will see what's on the other side next week.